like a jet ski. It's stretching me out, but it ain't wearing me thin. Trying to be stupid rich like Harrison Kid.
What's going on YouTube? It's your man Black Sage 21, and today I'm going to do things a little bit differently because you typically get to see some gameplay, and I talk about the gameplay, you know, share some tips and tactics and whatever else. But I was randomly browsing YouTube today, and I saw Thunder had posted a video. It was a response video to Drifftor, and they were basically talking about Black Ops 3, the beta, you know, their experiences on different systems, and what are some things that they wanted to see changed, improved, you know, nerfed, boosted, etc. And I don't know, like I kind of have a love for this game, even though it's not out yet. Like I really love this game, and I want to make sure that any changes that Treyarch decides to make are going to be positive and beneficial to the Russian community. And just after listening to them talk, I feel like they're promoting some things that Sage doesn't like. So I want to make sure to get my little voice out there so that you guys can get your voice out there, so that they're not just, you know, Treyarch's not just listening to what some of the bigger commentators want, but they're also listening to you know, the smaller commentators, the smaller voices out there, because we make up the majority anyway. So the name of the video is something like things that are wrong with Black Ops 3 beta or Black Ops, and I'm gonna title this "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Black Ops 3 beta." But he starts off talking about black hats, and I'm going to pretty much tell you what Thunder's opinion was, what Drifftor's opinion was, and then what my opinion was of each topic. But black hats, as you guys know, allow you to hack enemy, you know, equipment, aircrafts, kill streaks, etc. This Call of Duty is the first one I've seen where they've been as powerful as they are. And Drifftor was saying that, you know, they're overpowered. They need to work on, you know, nerfing them a little bit. Thunder agreed, and I actually agree with them. The black hats are insane. I mean, you can hack anything, and it's like, you know, there's just really no limit to it. So I think that's one thing they're definitely going to change. I really don't see us having to worry about that, because if I earn a, you know, a kill streak that takes me, you know, 12 kills, and they could just steal it with a black hat, that's not fair at all. So we're all good on the black hats. We don't like them. We're going to change that. The other thing I thought was kind of interesting, he didn't like the fact that the stun grenades were as strong as they are. And anybody who played the beta, I think you guys will, you know, notice that the stun grenades are very, very powerful. It was one of the first things I noticed. I felt like it was so powerful that when I got hit by a stun grenade, I didn't realize I was actually getting hit by a normal stun grenade. I thought it was some other tactical weapon that you got later on in the game. It just completely disorients you, and yeah, you're probably gonna die. So I was extremely happy to see when that tac mask was available, because without it, all of your, you know, all the tactical equipment, including your grenades, they're very powerful. But that's a good thing though, because I've always thought about, you know, what's the point of having these tactical weapons if they don't work properly? If I stun you and not even a second later you can kill me, like, what's the point of using it in the first place? Why do we even have it? So I think that it's good that it's as powerful as it is. Thunder actually agreed that, you know, he felt like it was good that they were powerful, and then, you know, Drifftor didn't like that. So that was their opinions on it. The other thing that he talked about was sniping. Now, they did release a couple of updates on the different systems. These guys, they both played on PlayStation and Xbox One, and Drifftor played on computer. I don't think Thunder mentioned playing on the computer, but I only played on Xbox One, so my, you know, input is only from that side of things. But as far as sniping goes, I did see people sniping, and I did talk to one of my subscribers who loves to snipe. He's a pro sniper, and he said sniping was good on Black Ops 3. So I don't know if the beta, you know, that updated things and allowed it, you know, sniping to be usable, but the sniping seems to be okay. I mean, I definitely saw people sniping, and I definitely got sniped quite a few times. So Drifter wants to boost sniping. I don't know why you would ever want to boost sniping. It just encourages the type of gameplay that I don't think anybody enjoys except for the one sniping. So I like it the way it is. Leave sniping alone. Um, Enemies were hard to spot. He said that the different specialists, no matter what team they were on, they looked very similar to each other. Thunder agreed that they did look similar to each other, and they do. I agree that they do look similar to each other. Is it a big deal? No. I mean, anybody who has played Call of Duty for any period of time, they develop what I like to call a game eye, and when when you see an enemy player versus a friendly. Uh, that's just something that you develop over time, getting used to the game and stuff like that. I don't really see that being a big enough issue for you to like announce and be like, hey, Treyarch, you need to fix this. One thing I did want to point out is Drifter did say that he's a casual gamer. Now, I was watching a couple of his gameplays. He looks like he's pretty good, but I do know good casual gamers. And my thing about a casual gamer is I don't feel like their opinion should be as strong as somebody who plays more seriously, just because a casual gamer is just that. This game is kind of designed towards more a serious crowd, and it's very competitive, and casual gamers can come in and get their kills and they can be good, but whose opinion really holds more weight, a casual gamer or the serious gamer? So the other thing that he talked about was the flinch. Now, I'm all about realism, but obviously this is a video game, and so I do want it to feel like a video game. I don't want it to be, a simulation of reality. I do want it to be a video game. So flinch is cool to have in the game, but having too much flinch definitely disrupts our ability to, have fun playing the game. And it's very obvious that flinch is something you definitely have to deal with in this game. We don't have toughness to reduce flinch, and it's definitely something that I would like them to work on. They were saying that depending on what type of weapon you're being shot with, you flinch more or less, and what direction, and that can pretty much spell the end of that battle between you and that person, because if they get you to flinch and your weapon shoots straight up in the air, and they're still hitting you, you lose. But one tip that I can share with you guys for that is I always kind of aim low. I aim towards people's legs or the center mass, and then when I get hit, when I get shot, when I flinch up, and the gun usually gets me a headshot. So that's just kind of how I naturally play. You'll see me aim a little bit towards the ground or their feet, and when I get hit, it kicks up into their head. And that's kind of how I've always played. So it didn't bother me nearly as much as, with them. But Thunder and Drifter both agreed that the flinch needed to be worked on. And they were saying there was a lot of lag issues on the Xbox One. The PlayStation apparently did have lag issues up front, but they got cleared up after they released the patch. I didn't experience too much lag issues on the Xbox One beta release, but I did experience a lot of the hit detection problems. And I don't, a lot of the games where I didn't do well, I was definitely having a lot of hit detection problems. So, and that's just basic stuff that they're going to work on, before the game releases. I don't think that's something that needs to be pointed out. Yeah, it needs to be pointed out, but I think it's obvious. I think that's something they're going to work out. It's normal kinks. They talked a lot about rejack, the perk, the specialist perk that allows you to, it's like last stand, final stand, whatever. You die, and then you can come back to life. Apparently, they nerfed it, so now you don't get to keep your kill streak, which it is what it is. I honestly don't care. I never saw a problem with rejack at all. As a matter of fact, I only got killed by a guy who used it one time, and after I didn't know what it was when I got killed. So after that, it wasn't a problem. I didn't have to worry about it anymore, and it just seems worthless. I mean, if you want to use it, you can, but it doesn't seem like it's really a beneficial perk, or specialist perk. they both agreed that it was pretty much worthless and it needs to be taken out of the game. So that's that. Now, he talked a little bit more about the specialist perks, and I honestly don't care. Nothing seemed to bother me too much, and that could be partially due to the fact that there was an update not too long after the game released for me. So I don't know. I didn't really have too many issues with those, and doesn't bother me. He talked about perks, regular perks. Well, he really just talked about fast hands and ghost. He seems to think that fast hands is overpowered. I love fast hands, maybe because I'm a rusher and it's kind of designed around my gameplay and it helps me. I don't know. I can't sit here and say that I think it's overpowered though. That seems like a stretch. It's not a necessary perk. You don't have to have it. There was definitely plenty of classes I put together that didn't have fast hands on, but it's beneficial if you're going to be in the fray a lot. If you're going to be running around the map, moving, like rushers like to do. To say it's overpowered, I think is a little kind of crybaby-ish, but um, that's what I can't remember what Thunder said about it, or if he even mentioned that. He did talk about Ghost, saying that Ghost was too weak. I mean, this is an opinion of a casual gamer. I can't see anybody who you know likes to play the game competitively, seriously, or any level above a casual gamer liking Ghost to be overpowered. It's really just for people who like to camp. I mean, that's really all it is. So to increase the power of Ghost, no, Ghost is perfect the way it is. If you want to use it, there's some benefit to it. It's definitely a very balanced perk. It doesn't need to, allow you to disappear from the screen and the radar at all times. I mean, that's where you get a lot of camping from. So it discourages camping. That's lovely. I can't see why you would ever want to promote camping in any way. It's the main thing that everybody complains about. The only people that like camping are campers. Camping perks are for campers, and that's a very small percentage, I think, of the community. So let's not improve Ghosts. That's stupid. My other point as far as Ghost was, he was saying that they should I guess he was saying that if you stop sprinting, you can be seen. But they included unlimited sprint as a built-in to the character. So it's not like you have to put unlimited sprint on. It's built into the character. It's such a balanced perk now. I actually like it. I actually use it because I don't think it represents campers anymore. I think it represents rushers now. So, you know. And then he also thinks that the kill streaks are pretty balanced overall. Me and Thunder have a completely different take on that. I think the kill streaks are completely underpowered. And oddly enough, the one kill streak that is really good, the Hellstorm, is the one that he thinks is overpowered and should be nerfed. So I think it's interesting that um, Thunder and I both have completely opposite views as far as the kill streaks go. The dart, um, I think it's a cool idea, but it's so hard to control, and it's ugly, it's nasty, it's a waste. I used it a couple of times and I hated it. um, the GI unit is an idiot. Rolling Thunder is, oh my god, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. Kamikaze like stealth bombers or so, I don't know what it is. Like they just crash into the playing field. It looks ugly. They need to change stealth bomber back to the way it used to be. The stealth bomber used to be a beast kill streak. And what's the point of getting these kill streaks if they're not going to do their job? Especially some of these higher kill streaks. Um, I guess you could bring back I mean, if anything, you could take away the Hellstorm and bring back the normal Predator. I mean, I love the normal Predator too, but the Hellstorm, it's like the only good kill streak we have right now. So I don't know why you would want to nerf that. Um, the orbital, I was gonna say orbital. I still call it the Blackbird, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what it's called on this one. You know, the radar that allows you to see the enemy positions and stuff. It's, you know, it's weaker now, but it's harder to get. It's, I mean, they definitely need to work on that. I think they either need to improve the kill streaks and make them more worthwhile, or they need to decrease uh, how hard they are to get, make them easier to get. So that pretty much concludes what he was talking about. I'd love to hear you guys, you know, your opinions. If you got a chance to play, or even if you've been watching my gameplays and you have an opinion about anything, you know, make sure to comment, rate, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to holler at your boy Sage.